Thank you for accepting the very important position of being one of our dinner dialogue moderators. You have been selected because of your ability to relate to people and your understanding of group dynamics. You've been invited to be a moderator because of your relational skills. The success of the dinner dialogue event depends on your leadership. For a 3-hour period of time, you will set the tone. Marcy and I thank you for taking the time to watch this video.
Remember that you have access to the sample script to help you plan for and run through the dialogue. And Sean is right when he says that the dinner dialogue moderator sets the tone. We are looking to you to create a safe, comfortable environment where people will feel free to share their thoughts. It's quite likely that persons who attend the dinner dialogues will have never known each other, except for maybe a friend or a spouse, and it'll probably be the first time that they've met. And it will be up to you and the host to create the mood, to meet the guests at the door, and to thank them for coming. We therefore encourage you to do whatever you can to help each participant feel safe and secure and welcome. And as people are putting on their name tags, maybe finding a place to put their coats, it will be important that each person feels safe and secure and welcome. They need to know that it does not matter what religious tradition or no tradition, church or no church, denomination or no denomination that they may be. Everyone is welcome, and you are pleased that they choose to participate in the dinner dialogue.
A major part of your role as the moderator is that you are the manager. You are to keep the dialogue going smoothly and staying on time. It's your job to facilitate, not the job of the host. The host provides the home, welcomes everybody, and serves the meal, but will not be in charge of the flow of the evening. You need to keep track of the time. There are 5 components to the evening, and it is your responsibility to keep the dialogue moving slowly from one component to the other. Take charge and be the leader, not as a dogmatic or dictatorial leader, but as a sensitive, caring leader who manages the time and transitions from one component to another.
You are to guide the conversation. And before the evening begins, as the table is set, a set of cards with questions on them will be placed on the table. It is your job to guide them through the process. And as each participant selects a card, give them a few moments to read and think about the questions. The questions are not designed to stump the person or to make them extremely uncomfortable. The questions have been designed to help the KCU leadership team, as well as those sitting around the table, to gain insight and awareness of each other's personal feelings. It is your job to keep the people focused on what they think, not about what politicians or conservatives or liberals or their neighbor might think. The questions are not about whether they agree or disagree or dislike some theory or opinion. It's rather, what is their personal experience? For example, if the question asks, what has been your experience when they attend a worship service or baptism? Or what has been your experience in finding common ground when a friend or a loved one views or practices a lifestyle or religious tradition that is different than your own? You, as the moderator, will make certain that the people sitting around the table know that they are interested in their personal experiences before any questions are asked. And then, as the questions are responded to around the table, you will continue to guide the conversation. If someone strays away from their personal experience, kindly help them back to sharing their personal experience. And if the participant wanders off focus and begins to talk about what others should do or think, bring them back to sharing their personal experience and thoughts. Do not dominate the conversation. Do not be so strong that you make them feel embarrassed or uncomfortable, but it is important that you guide the conversation.
As a moderator, it's really important that you avoid making any kind of speeches or sharing your opinion about, for example, how important it is that we talk to each other or have dialogue, etc. That's not the role of a moderator. You may have great ideas and opinions, but this is not the time to share your thoughts. You are to be a facilitator of those around the table.
You do not take a card and answer a question. At the conclusion of the dialogue, there is a free visiting period of time, and if it feels right to you, go ahead and join in, share your thoughts at that time, but not while you are moderating the dialogue.
However, as a moderator, you are allowed to interrupt. You are the only person who is allowed to interrupt someone while they are sharing. Nobody else can do that or ask questions, ask for clarifications, insert another thought. Only you have the right to help someone get back on track, or speak a little louder, or interrupt them when they have gone beyond the 5-minute limit. You can interrupt them for those reasons, but do not ever, because you have the right to interrupt, challenge their thoughts or provide your own opinion. These are boundaries that you must not go beyond. The person answering the question needs to be free to express their thoughts without interruption or being challenged. All participants, when not sharing, are to simply welcome the thoughts of others without interrupting. Please only interrupt when you feel it is absolutely necessary for the goodness of the dialogue. And always be sensitive to the person sharing. If the person has had a hard time sharing, is quite shy, or is a bit uneasy and they stray a little from what is expected, cut them some slack. Be wise, sensitive, and caring.
This is the role of the moderator. And if you stick to the guidelines, it will go beautifully. Thank you for agreeing to be one of our dinner dialogue moderators.